The prequel series to La Casa de Papel has renewed the public's affection towards Berlin, the character played by Pedro Alonso. The Berlin series has brought back into vogue the world of great robberies that had fascinated us so much in La Casa di Carta, the Spanish show which inspired this new project, which could soon become a franchise. After the success of the first season, today many are wondering whether or not Berlin will have a continuation, thus giving us the opportunity to witness the new exploits of the character played by Pedro Alonso. At the moment, nothing is certain yet, especially given that the streaming of the Netflix series La Casa de Carta Berlin is very recent, and therefore it is too early to be able to say whether the views obtained from the show will be sufficient to start production of a new season of Berlin's adventures, one of the most loved and fascinating villains that have ever been seen on the small screen in recent years. The writers of the show have certainly left the doors open to a continuation of the story, given that the first season of the TV series Berlin ends with a reunion of the gang of thieves, led by Alonso's character who, in the new episodes, could organize a second heist, even more brilliant and daring than the previous one. In addition to a decidedly compelling plot, what made the show almost perfect was also the choice of the Berlin cast, which, excluding Pedro, had as its protagonists some young actors unknown to the public, but who immediately entered the hearts of the public, starting with Begoña Vargas, aka Cameron, Joel Sanchez, Bruce, Michelle Jenner, Kayla, and Julio Pena Fernandez, ROI. Not to mention the two guests Itziar Atuno and Najwa Nimri, both already seen in La Casa de Papel in the role of Raquel Murillo, aka Lisbon, and Alicia Sierra. The Berlin plot. The heart of the story takes place during the golden years of Andrés de Fonollosa, a period in which the character did not yet know he was ill, and his name was not yet Berlin. The great thief is about to carry out one of the most extraordinary robberies of his criminal career, a heist at the prestigious Chez Vienot auction house in Paris, in which he will make jewels worth 44 million euros disappear with an ingenious magic trick. To carry out this ambitious plan, he will have to ask for help from one of the three gangs with which he had collaborated in the past. While trying to stop him, there will be two Spanish policewomen already known in money heist, Alicia Sierra and Raquel Murillo, arrived from Spain to foil the robbery. For those who haven't seen Berlin yet, it must be said right away, let's forget La Casa de Papel and its elements of suspense. This series is more centered on love than on robbery, and for all the episodes the criminal event remains almost a pretext to tell the story of Andrés' desperate search. He will put the meticulously organized plan, the rich loot, and his own freedom at risk, to chase an overwhelming and hungry feeling that he thought he no longer knew how to feel. And, like him, the other characters will also have to deal with the conflicts between heart and brain, the love wounds of the past, and the new ones that risk opening. Here we are. Of course we saw a short preview. You can see them whole in the YouTube channel of the voice actress and creator Giulia Segreti. She is a voice actress and actress. With her voice it brings strong emotions. She is Italian. In her videos you can also activate all the subtitles. Just go to the YouTube video options and then choose the language. We talked to Giulia. She uses her own voice in an innovative and particular way.
È vero, non hai avuto un buon esempio, ma hai imparato a mie spese che dagli errori si impara e si diventa persone migliori.
And she is popular on the web. She opens her self-titled YouTube channel and starts uploading audio readings of modern books in collaboration with male voice Baron Mark Keel. She also does commissioned audio readings from many female writers. Giulia and Barone are also a couple in real life. They met on the web.
Senza di lui la maggior parte del lavoro non era possibile. Beh, ci siamo conosciuti attraverso la grande passione per il doppiaggio e per le letture.
Giulia was looking for a male voice for her projects, and then she learned that she was a neighbor. You have dubbed some important films and participated in various famous Italian TV programs. Giulia is also a Spotify artist. she realizes with her voice covers of her recited. She's a writer. She has acted in the theater in various shows and fairs. For some years she was also the speaker on the radio, and currently she is the voice of important radio commercials. Her voice is also on Audible. In fact, she also makes audiobooks. In short, she does many things in one day. She likes to tease with her voice and has managed to work with her voice. She loves animals, she loves being with her boyfriend. It's hard to sum up her life. I suggest you visit her YouTube channel. There you can hear and see her work, while her private life and her other passions can be seen on Instagram.
Io, insieme a voi, ho una lunga strada da percorrere. E mentre percorriamo insieme questa strada, altre persone si uniranno.
Plot Episode 1. We go back in time to the events of Money Heist, and we are no longer in Spain but in Paris. The story begins with the end of Berlin's third marriage. The latter then decides to get back on track by organizing one of his most ambitious robberies, stealing, in the space of one night, a loot of jewels worth 44 million euros. This is how he forms his gang. ROI. He is the jack of all trades of the situation, sweet-natured but with obvious character problems. He sees in Andrés de Berlin that father figure that he has always lacked, and for this reason he does everything that he orders. Kayla, very shy computer genius, as good at the back as she is perpetually awkward when she is on the front line. A love story with the other member of the group. Bruce, obviously of an opposite character, is already in sight for her, an expert in motors and the playful soul of the group. He is used above all as an external resource for movements and chases. He is almost always the goal of the gang. He is the most extroverted of the group, and therefore excellent for pairing with Kayla. Cameron, skilled scammer, particularly predisposed to cover-up actions, thanks to her particular charm. It is mentioned that she has been in various psychiatric clinics for an unspecified personality disorder, and is, in fact, the loose cannon of the group. Damien, university professor, partly due to his seniority, partly due to his greater personality. He is Andrés' deputy within the gang, co-organizer of the plans and favorite confidant. He plays the role of talking cricket when things get really bad. The plan is clear. Bring together 63 jewels of European royal families, scattered across 34 cities, and then seize them. Berlin reunites one of the three gangs he worked with during his career as a thief, and gets sidetracked in the process. The season of Berlin has landed on Netflix with its 8 episodes. The events follow one of the most beloved characters of the famous La Casa de Papel, played by Pedro Alonso. While we are already starting to think about the possible second season of the series, let's find out in detail how this first act of the series ends. Berlin, the charismatic character also known as Andrés de Fonollosa, and played by Pedro Alonso, becomes the protagonist of the first spin-off of La Casa de Papel. Although his story was explored in the 5th season of the Mother series, there are still many aspects that remain shrouded in mystery, thus becoming the fulcrum of the plot of the series dedicated to him. In Season 5, we learned details about Berlin's 5 ex-wives. We know about his family relationship with the professor, the tragic death of his father, and his meetings with Palermo, Marcella, and Bogotá. However, the first season of Berlin aims to further delve into the life of this fascinating character, filling in the gaps in his story. The plot develops around 2 elements that have always characterized Berlin life: love, and the search for easy financial gains. These 2 ingredients were the support of the character in his best years, when the awareness of his illness had not yet grasped him, and he was not involved in the intricate plot of the Spanish Mint. At this stage, Berlin begins to orchestrate one of his most spectacular heists, mysteriously making jewels worth an incredible 44 million disappear, with the collaboration of one of the 3 teams he worked with.